was the Kliq. I told you that everything is strength in numbers, and they had the numbers. You know, you had Diesel, you had Michaels, Helmsley, or Triple H, whatever the hell his, and then you had this number of these Scott Hall and all this group of guys that were actually telling Vince McMahon what to do. You know, and Vince was feeding it. You know, and you could even when Vince did his promo and he was cutting a promo and there's loyalty and what they quit 2 days later and went over there. I mean, it's just that Kliq was just phenomenal. It was terrible, terrible time.
Now, how did you feel towards them individually?
Well, you know what? It wasn't like I hated it. It just was bad business move. It was bad because it hurt a lot of people. And to them, I think it became like a joke because they had control. So I was like, okay, let's fuck with this guy now. Okay, well we got him out. Now let's go to this guy and let's ruin his life and let's get him fired. Okay, now let's go to this guy, and that's what they did. They just toyed with people's emotions and toyed with people's livelihood. They actually were, you're taking bread off another man's table. Some of these guys had families and kids, and to them it was a big joke, and that's what I didn't like about the Kliq. Was the fact that they would just manipulate and control and dominate and hire and fire whoever they wanted, and it sucked.
Now, what problems did you see personally with that they had with Shane Douglas and Candido and Tammy?
Well, Shane Douglas was just when Troy came up. It was in Europe. He was working with Scott Hall. And there again, it was just a guy that they didn't want to deal with. It was a guy that they wanted to destroy. Maybe he said something or they just didn't like him. And they went after him. And then, you know what? They made him hate they made it hate him. They made Shane hate it. I mean, he hated it up there. Because, he's working with guys that would mess spots up, and then if it wasn't Troy's fault, it became Troy's fault. Well, this guy's hard to work with, it was such baby bullshit, and it was sick to watch, and then the thing with Tammy and Candido, and where supposedly Sean was hitting on Tammy, and Chris was just in so much love with this woman, I mean, geez, that would, I mean. It was driving him crazy, We actually found, I wouldn't say a suicide note, but, we found a note in Chris's bag that was pretty heavy, and, Chris was depressed, man, and the depression was because of the Kliq, and then they were loving it. They were thriving on it. They were like, okay, let's see if we can make this kid kill himself, and it's just terrible, and that's what I didn't like about it, and, I just spoke my mind. And then, before they could, screw me up, I did the match with LT. And then after the LT match, that was it. That I just got out before they got, tried to destroy me. But, and they were all pissed about that too, Michaels and Diesel, And, well, they were making it very clear to me that they were the main event. You're the main event. I said, but I'm the event. I'm wrestling LT. You're wrestling Diesel. But that was the problem with that. But now, as you get older and you go on, I have no animosity or no, I just didn't like what they were doing at the time. And I'm not one of them people just to sit there and keep my mouth shut. And just not say nothing, because I thought Chris was very vulnerable. Candido was vulnerable, man, and I thought he was going to, hurt himself or kill one of them assholes. And you know what? I tried to stop it. Once I got done with the LT match, I just wanted to get so far away from there, and I mean, it was ridiculous. Yeah, guys like Triple H carrying Diesels and Scott Hall's bags, and it was a joke, man. I mean, look at him now. I mean, he's done really well. I mean, he's come a long way. He's become a hell of a talent. He was a hell of a talent back then there. But I remember when you were carrying their bags, you little brown-nosed